After a couple days of thrilling hikes on Oahu, we wanted to do something a little bit more relaxing. So we made the 45-minute drive from Honolulu to the North Shore to go kayaking on the Anahulu River. 𝐈𝐿𝐒 is an adorable little town full of cute shops, delicious food, and shave ice. And it's also where we will be beginning today's adventure. If you're a local and you have your own kayaks or paddleboards, you can launch from the 𝐈𝐿𝐒 Beach Park. Unfortunately for us, it would be a little bit difficult to get our Crescent kayaks all the way to Hawaii, so we had to rent some. There are several companies that rent kayaks, but we ended up going with Surf and Sea because not only were they super nice, but their location was prime and they were right next to the channel. Their store was cute and packed full of souvenirs, and they even had their own kitty, and you know that we love the kitties. After checking in, we headed around back to pick up our kayaks, and we passed by this crazy paddleboard kayak hybrid thing. And this is where we met our new buddy 𝐀𝐁𝐎. He couldn't be nicer, and he got us all set up and ready to go for our paddle. If 𝐀𝐁𝐎's watching this, what's up, man? Hopefully we'll get to see you in the not too distant future. This is a fairly simple paddle. It's about 1.8 miles round trip, and the water was almost still when we went. After leaving the beach, you're going to hang a left and head upriver. You're going to keep going until you reach right around the third bridge. V and I were both pretty impressed because the kayaks that they rented to us were made by a company called Feel Free. These weren't the usual bang around rental kayaks that we're used to getting, and I was actually pretty excited to get to take one out for a spin. The Nomad tracks really well, and it's a very stable boat, so it should be pretty good for you regardless of your skill level. If you rent the kayaks during the summer months, you can actually paddle out into the ocean and explore even more. But we recorded this video in the winter and the North Shore was getting absolutely pounded by big waves, so that would not be a great idea. A little over 3/10 of a mile into the paddle, you should come to the second bridge. Just on the other side of that bridge is this tree arch, and both of us had to take turns shooting this gap. It looks like the water level changes quite a bit here, so this gap might not always be available. But if it is, you should definitely try it because it's pretty fun. Along our way out, we also noticed this interesting boat, which looks like a wave runner and a kayak had a baby. We've never seen anything quite like that before, and we don't even know what it's called, so if you know, please let us know in the comments below. I'd love to see a video of it in action. And here we are arriving at the third bridge. If you're not an experienced kayaker, you should probably turn around right about here because things are going to get a tiny bit more technical. There are a lot of rocks and logs just under the surface of the water, and it was a little bit murky, so it was hard to spot them. The water level appeared to be a little bit low on our visit, so we were only able to go about 40 or 50 feet past the third bridge. After checking it out for a little bit, it was time to start heading back. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled if you kayak here because even though they look like boulders, there were turtles hiding along the shores. And we've even heard reports of people seeing manta rays in the water, even though we didn't see any on this day. After one more turtle sighting and passing underneath the second bridge, we could see what is pretty much the finish line, which is the Rainbow Bridge. If you enjoy taking photos on your trips, which who doesn't, there is something so photogenic about the Rainbow Bridge and its double arches. This bridge was actually built way back in 1921 to replace a wooden bridge that used to cross over the river. And if you're kayaking here on the weekends, be sure to be careful and look up because the locals like to jump off of it. One good thing about this adventure is it will probably only take up about 1.5 to 2 hours of your day, so you'll still have plenty of time to explore the North Shore. After a quick rinse, 𝐀𝐁𝐎 put on a quick muscle up clinic for us. After quite an impressive show, it was my turn, and I think I'm kind of starting to get it. I blame all the shave ice and malasadas for weighing me down. And speaking of shave ice, Surf and Sea is less than half a mile from 2 very good shave ice places, so you can treat yourself after your paddle. And that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoy Hawaii content, be sure to subscribe because we have plenty of it on the way. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up because it really helps us out. For all of the information about kayaking on the North Shore as well as other awesome Oahu adventures, head on over to 𝐿𝑎𝐷�adventurelife.com.